Okay, hello everybody. Oh, excuse me. Hello and welcome. How's everybody doing today? Sorry for the delayed start here. Running behind today by a few minutes. Not by too much. But it's one of those days when, everything is kind of moving slow. I'm moving slow. I'm sluggish today. Trying to get myself moving, trying to get everything going, and just couldn't keep up. So I was a few minutes behind today, which is fine. We're still going to have 4 hours of Persona 5 on the stream today. I'll cut down pre-stream here. The past few days it's been incredibly long, overly long, and I need to make it shorter anyway. It's funny, the reason it's been long recently is because a lot of you say stuff to me, and I respond, and we end up getting a dialogue going back and forth, and next thing you know, it's freaking noon, and I'm like, oh shit. But, it is what it is. Apologies for being a few minutes late here today, but we're getting started, up and running right now. So a few things to talk about today on pre-stream. First of all, today is Monday, so we're starting a fresh new week here for you. Today is Monday the 17th of April. Today will be a double stream day, meaning there will be 2 sessions of gameplay for you here today live on the stream. First, we're going to be doing Persona 5 for about 4 hours. So, folks, I hate to say this, but, sadly, we are kind of coming down to the wire and down to the end of what I can do in Persona 5, alright? And I apologize for that. I like the game, I want to keep playing it, but unfortunately, Atlas is not going to allow me to do so. Oh, shout out to Kaisen, who just did a 250-bit cheer. He says, Persona hype, finally Mass Effect is over. Yes, Mass Effect Andromeda did officially conclude yesterday. I went almost 90 minutes extra on my stream yesterday, which threw off all of my scheduling. But it worked out fine. And I was able to wrap the game up, which is good. And now I will be able to review the game later this week. In fact, I'm beginning to work on that review Wednesday night. I may or may not be able to actually release the review Wednesday night. But the bottom line is, it's good that I'm finally starting to finish up some of these long, ongoing playthroughs that have kind of been lingering. I mean, Mass Effect Andromeda, I've been playing for a month. I started it on the 21st of March, and played it for about a week, and then it went on hold for a long time because people really didn't like the game that much. And then I was able to come back, but, it is what it is. When you put a game on hold for 2 weeks, you're not really going to have that maintained audience, you know what I mean? Excuse me. As you can tell, since I am exploding, I am drinking a nice V8 drink here this morning, as I have been doing for the past several weeks. I really do enjoy these drinks. I think it's been about a month now I've been drinking these V8 drinks, actually. They're really good. So, Mass Effect is over. Which means today, Persona 5 for 4 hours. What are we going to be doing today? Well, let's talk. Let's talk about what's going on in Persona 5. Right now, we are near the end of June in-game with a date. I believe we're at like June 23rd or 24th, something like that, okay? Which means, per Atlas's restrictions, we've got about 2 weeks left in-game to play. So what can we do at that time? Well, first of all, Mementos, the optional dungeon, has opened up. And we now are able to grind in there and do the 2 boss fights. There's 2 boss fights that have been, unlocked via Mishima. Unlocked them for us, so we can go in there and do that. That probably would take a couple hours. Last time we were in Mementos, it took a couple hours to get through it. And it was fun because not only did we get a lot of levels, get a lot of good equipment. That was awesome, how there was a lot of high-level equipment in there. But also, I was able to grab a lot of the personas that I kind of missed out on when I was doing that second dungeon and hadn't caught there. I was able to get them in Mementos, which then led to me doing a lot of Persona fusions that have now allowed me to have a lot of great high-level, Persona combat going on. So that's good. It's a good thing. Mementos is the equivalent of kind of grinding in the endless dungeons and towers of the previous Persona games, because as we know, the dungeons in this game are unique, they're different, they're more kind of, more well-designed, I would even say, than previous Persona games, because they're not really repetitive. They're very interesting. They're all designed towards whoever the character is who's the boss of that level. You know, so far we've had the one that was a castle that was supposed to be like the school turned into a castle, and then we had the museum. So I'm curious to see what the third one will be, which we're going to find out, okay? But anyway, yeah, I like Mementos because it basically gives you the ability to do a lot of RPG-style turn-based gameplay and get the looting and everything from previous games that really, in this day and age, does it translate well to a modern JRPG for a widespread audience? Not necessarily, okay? But it is nice that it's in there. I like that. Shout out to Tantamounter, who just did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you, Tantamounter. You know, Kaisen is currently the cheerleader of the stream with a 250-bit cheer. Maybe we'll get some cheer wars going today. We'll see. We'll see. I'll be honest with everyone. I talked about this in the weekend preview last night. It's been kind of slow. Last week, Ukulele premiered on Tuesday. That was a great day. And then after that, ever since that, it's been really slow. And I'm hoping that we can get stuff going. We can get momentum back. Because, you know, as I said in the weekend preview last night, if the streaming slows down, if the streaming ends up being kind of not very profitable anymore, it sucks because I need it to be to make up for the ridiculous dip in YouTube ad revenue that we've had since the beginning of February. And last month worked out really well. It did. Last month, everyone was excited for my new streaming style, my new interactive style. And people came out and, you know, it worked out very well, but I need that every month. And it's tough when there's not new releases constantly as well to maintain that. But we'll see what happens, all right? Oh, shout out to Real... Oh, I cut off his name. Hold on. Shout out to Real Aziria, who has resubscribed to the channel for the second month in a row. Thank you, Real Aziria. That is actually one thing that I'll bring up here on pre-stream today. A lot of people's subscriptions to the channel have run out. And what I mean by that is I know a lot of people... a lot of people have been doing, like, the Twitch Prime... the Twitch Prime subscriptions to my channel, which is the free ones. You know, if you're a part of... I said Twitch Prime, didn't I? I meant to say Amazon Prime, excuse me. Well, it is technically Twitch Prime, isn't it? Now that I'm thinking about it, it is technically Twitch Prime, but you do it through Amazon Prime, right? Ah, shoutouts to ya boy Bob, who literally just resubscribed via Twitch Prime, and shout out to Ernoant, who also just resubscribed for the 5th month in a row. We got a lot of people resubscribing today. Awesome. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that, because this is actually the point I'm literally about to bring up. A lot of people have fallen out of their subscriptions to the channel because they haven't been around. You know, I've been doing ongoing playthroughs like Mass Effect and stuff like that, and people are like, it's not a new release, so they're not showing up to the streams, and the next thing you know, they come back, they realize they're not subscribed anymore because their subscription has lapsed. So thank you to those who are resubscribing. You may want to take a look for yourself and see if you want, are interested in resubscribing, because so many people have fallen out. Oh, DJ Atomica 1909 just resubscribed. Awesome. Thank you to DJ Atomica. I appreciate that. Be the Boom just resubscribed. Thank you to Be the Boom, who just resubscribed to the channel. So I guess people are listening to me. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. Because, yeah, I know a ton of people are going to come back at some point when there's a playthrough that interests them, and they're going to be like, oh, crap, my subscription lapsed. So thank you, everyone, for resubscribing. I appreciate that. Also got a couple tips. Thank you to Haptic Baby Man, okay, who tipped me $1.44. He says, An has the best ass in the game, but Makoto is secretly into BDSM. They'll keep the game warm on shelves with their butts until Atlas lets people stream past 7.7. What on earth are you talking about? My man, you, you certainly have some interesting opinions. And thank you to Mobo Bomo, who did a $3 tip and said, I'm sad that... Or, no, he says, I'm still crying that Mass Effect is over. Unhappy face with a tear. Well, I mean, listen. Mass Effect was certainly not a game that wasn't... it wasn't unentertaining, let's put it that way. It was entertaining for kind of the wrong reasons, in my opinion. It had a lot of bugs. It had a lot of issues. And at the end of the day, I think it was entertaining, but it wasn't entertaining because the game was great. It was entertaining because you could sit there and you could laugh at the silly stuff that would go on every session. I mean, yesterday, at the conclusion, Liam literally shot into the sky like a fucking rocket. I mean, I almost pissed myself. The game is so glitchy. But that was entertaining for at least for the viewers for certain reasons, okay? But anyway, yeah, thank you everyone who is resubscribing. I appreciate that, all right? So anyway, let's get back to the subject because I've been sidetracked here, okay? So here's the deal. With Persona 5, what do we got left? About two weeks in-game before I have to stop playing because Atlas will not let me keep playing. They're going to give me DMCA claims / takedown notices here on Twitch if I go past the July 7th in-game date. So I have to adhere to their rules for now, okay? So we got Mementos. That's good. We're going to check out Mementos, see how far we can get in there. We've also got the dungeon. You know, the palace has opened up now. And that is going to take a while. As you know, going through that dungeon, the palace, usually takes several hours. It's usually like a 3 to 4 hour endeavor, honestly, to kind of go through and explore and kill all the enemies. And remember, you can't do it all in one run. You got to kind of come back once you unlock the safe rooms. And you even got to do the calling card and all that stuff before you can get to the final boss and all of that. So for what I'm to understand, you cannot actually do the final boss before 7/7. So it looks like we could do the entirety of the dungeon, but we can't actually finish the dungeon before the date where we have to go on hold, which sucks. I want to finish the dungeon, but it looks like we're going to have to put it on hold. So I'll get as far as I can there. And then we've still got the social links, you know, the confidants and the leveling and everything else outside. So how long will I be playing Persona 5? I would assume probably 1 to 2 more sessions. And it all depends on how long it takes, okay? How long, you know, it takes to get through Mementos, to get through the palace. I'm thinking at the least it's going to be today's session, right? But at, oh, PC Game Hunter says technically you can finish the dungeon, but you can't see the confession. So technically, apparently I can fight the boss. I could finish it, but I won't be able to see when he basically he has a change of heart and comes clean. Okay. That makes sense. That actually makes sense. And I appreciate that, PC Game Hunter, because now I understand a little bit. Alright. Yeah, Edicus just said the Aftermath is on like 7-9. So it's kind of weird that they said to stop at 7-7. I guess maybe there's a plot twist or something coming up that Atlas wants to hide. And that's why they make you stop ahead of time or something. I don't know. Oh, thank you to Jay Dominican. Excuse me, I completely screwed that up. Thank you to Jay Dominican. Jay Dominican, who just tipped me $2, and he says, here's something small for you, Phil. Thanks for all the vids and streams. A long-time viewer. Well, thank you, Jay Dominican. I appreciate that. Again, like I said, excuse me. Here's the thing. I understand. I totally understand that right now is a kind of a dead time, all right? No new releases really going on right now, okay? The one new release that I did play in the past week, Yooka-Laylee, isn't getting a widespread viewer base. No surprise there. It's a retro throwback 3D platformer, okay? Next week, we got Outlast 2. So I'm thinking next week things may pick up and be great. But the key to me being able to do this as a job in the future is to getting consistency. Meaning every day when I'm here, I can get a decent amount of people who are not only watching, but they're subbing to the channel or resubbing if their subs lapse, and they're cheering with bits or they're tipping me. I mean, that's how you're successful on Twitch, okay? Now, the good news is I'm not only doing Twitch. I am still uploading all my videos to YouTube, and therefore I am getting revenue from YouTube. I've also got other initiatives like Patreon and stuff like that, but I need to keep it consistent. I can't have entire weeks where it's super dead. So everyone here is much appreciated that this morning people are already making an effort. I do appreciate that, guys. Okay? Oh, and Akio Artorias did a 15-bit cheer. He says, you need to raise 100k yen for a future event. Just a heads up. So apparently I need to do some major fundraising. Well, that's fine. You know, when I went to Mementos last time, I ended up raising a lot of funds. And then allowed me to buy better weapons and stuff. So maybe what I'll do now is when I go to Mementos this time, I'll just save the money. Save the money up. And I think I should raise a lot of money, I think. So, oh, shout out to Super Bat Cat, who just resubscribed with Twitch Prime, and he says, keep up the good work. Thank you, Super Bat Cat, for resubscribing to the channel. Appreciate it. Very nice. Okay, everyone, so 4 hours of Persona 5 today. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how things, you know, how everything progresses here, and we'll go from there, all right? Tonight I will be doing a 2-hour stream of Yooka-Laylee around 7 p.m. Pacific time, okay? So I am continuing on with that playthrough. Tomorrow, folks. Tomorrow's up in the air because I'm saying it right now. I am going to be doing another stream of Persona 5, but I don't know after today how much is going to be remaining. You know what I mean? We have to see how far we get today. Hopefully, I'm hoping I can do another full stream of Persona 5 for you tomorrow, and that may end up being the final stream, okay? We'll have to see what happens, but I'm thinking tomorrow is probably going to be the final Persona 5 stream, and then we're probably going to end up putting the game on hold, alright? And then once Atlas does lax up and stop being so anal about this, I certainly will come back and play Persona 5. It's almost looking like this is going to be kind of the playthrough for the summer, being that everyone knows this game's about 100 hours long, and that's not even an exaggeration. I'm only about a third into the game. Yeah, I'm only about a third into Persona 5. So, thank you, everyone. I appreciate that. And, you know, I appreciate that you are, you know, around here watching, checking out for 30-plus hours. We're into the game, and you're still here. It looks like it'll go on hold for a couple months, and then maybe this summer when things are slow, I'll try to bring it back, okay? Fair enough? Fair enough. All right. Tomorrow night, I will be playing Guardians of the Galaxy from Telltale Games. It is a new episodic game from Telltale Games. You know, it's a perfect time now to have a game like this because the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 movie is coming out shortly. So, I'll be checking that out tomorrow night. That will not be live streamed, folks. That's going to be, a playthrough that I do offline because it is a narrative-based Telltale game. So, no stream tomorrow night. Instead, I'll be doing Guardians of the Galaxy exclusively for DSPGaming. On Wednesday, I will be bringing back Yooka-Laylee for a major stream. And I know, you know, I played Yooka-Laylee as a major stream on release day last week, and then since then I haven't really played it besides that 1 2-hour stream I did late night. So that'll be a major stream on Wednesday, okay? Wednesday night, I'm going to begin work on my Mass Effect Andromeda review for KO Gaming. I don't know if I'm going to release that Wednesday night or if that's going to be, you know, something that is going to take a little bit more work. We'll see. And then on Thursday night, or Thursday during the day, excuse me, there will not be a live stream, but I'm going to be doing Ask the King, the first Q&A show I've done in 3 months. So I certainly hope that you will ask me some good questions on the forums on thekingofhate.com, okay? Please post up your questions if you haven't yet. You only have 3 days left to do so in order to get your questions in for this next show, all right? And then later this week, you know, I'll leave it up to chance. We'll see what happens with all the playthroughs and whatever. But there is a chance that later this week, if, you know, depending on how far I get and everything, that I may be going back to Nier Automata. That's a possibility. I'm going to be reviewing Persona 5 up to the point, alright? Up to the point where I've gotten in the game. So once I stop at 7-7, I'll be doing a review in progress for KO Gaming up to that point, and that'll be on KO Gaming later this week as well. And more stuff, you know. I'll let you know later in the week as we get further into the week what to expect, but I think it's going to be a good week. It's going to be a fun one. A lot of varied content and everything, okay? Sound good? Alright, outside of all that, folks, last night I did update my Teespring store. Oh, hold on, there was a cheer. Hold on, there was actually a cheer I did not read. I apologize. Oh, this person does not want me to actually read the message. I'll just say, shout out to Beaver of Peeps who did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you, Beaver of Peeps. Alright, but I will not, in respect of your wishes, I will not read your message. Even though it was public and everyone could see it on the stream. Okay, then. Okay, so last night I updated my Teespring. Sadly, I was not able to do as much as I wanted. Here's what happened, folks. First of all, I went to update my Teespring store, which is my store where I have merchandise like shirts and stuff, mugs, and, first of all, it was giving me issues. It was giving me technical issues, which always sucks. I mean, there's probably something wrong with the website or some glitch with the website going on. I would make the shirt and then it wouldn't save, which was pissing me off. I did finally get it to work, but sadly, I could only get one new item on there. I had a bunch of new logos. I actually had 3 different ones I was going to add last night, but I didn't realize it. Teespring has this limitation, okay? Teespring has this limitation where if you don't have artwork of a certain resolution, Teespring considers it that it's not high quality art, and therefore they make you have a reservation of 3 or more sales before they will print that batch of product, okay? And the bottom line is it's annoying because I know more than likely, especially when you're launching a new shirt, you're not necessarily going to get 3 orders right off the bat. You may get a little bit of interest, but it's hard to get, you know, oh wow, new shirt, immediately 100 people order all at once. It doesn't usually happen like that. Now, all my other products on there, if you just order it, you get it. It doesn't need a 3 order minimum, okay? So sadly, I was like, this doesn't work. I don't think this is going to work. Plus, I think because the artwork that I was trying to add was so low resolution, I think what Teespring was telling me was that the shirt was going to end up being pixelated. So it was frustrating because there were 2 new designs that I really liked, but they weren't working. So I went ahead and contacted the artist who had sent me those designs, and I said, you know, apologies, but Teespring's giving me a hard time. Can you maybe up the resolution, or do you want to maybe take another crack at it? But I did add a new shirt last night. Apparently it created some controversy or confusion amongst people who don't pay attention, because here's the bottom line, folks. The shirt that I added last night is Rage Quit. Okay, it's a shirt that has, you know, 2 salt shakers and a spicy pepper and the phrase Rage Quit. Okay, and you know, over the years, there are many games that I have Rage Quit. Games like Tony Hawk, games like, Skate. Oh my god, remember Skate 2? That was an epic Rage Quit from like 7 years ago that people still remember, right? What else? I'm trying to think. There's been so many. I mean, let's face it, there's been a lot of Rage Quits over the years. Oh god, what was it? Something of the Fallen, that shitty fucking Dark Souls ripoff. Remember that one? How bad that was? That thing was garbage. But there's been many games that I've, you know, quit over the years because the game sucked. Alright? The games were just terrible. Oh yeah, Persona 3, obviously. That fucking final boss is a fucking cheesy-ass, poorly made piece of shit that's only there to fucking annoy the fuck out of you. It's not even challenging. It's just fucking RNG stupid. And that pisses me off. You know, that really, I mean, still today that pisses me off thinking about that. How stupid that fucking boss was, okay? So yeah, so this is a shirt that kind of caters to that, to the fact that I've rage quit games over the years, you know, and, I put out this shirt, and I already got messages from a couple people, one person in the stream chat, and a couple people on social media. They're like, but Phil, you've said you've never rage quit before. Why would you make this shirt? To which I have to facepalm, because that just shows that those people are ignorant. Not stupid. I won't say they're stupid, because I think basically it's just that they're not in the know on everything, okay? Sadly, as you know, I got a group of people who follow me around and make shit up about me regularly, okay? All the time. They just make shit up. And one of the things that they've made up is that I've said that I've never rage quit before. Wrong. I've never said that at all. That's completely false, okay? Not true at all. The truth of the matter is that I've said I've never rage quit in a fighting game. If you actually look at all the years that I've put out fighting game footage, all the different fighting games that I've played, okay, you're going to find that I have never actually legitimately rage quit a fighting game. The only footage of me legitimately rage quitting a fighting game I did on April Fool's as an April Fool's joke, because I had never actually rage quit in a fighting game before, and therefore I decided I'll do this as an April Fool's joke, okay? So, it's hilarious because there are morons out there who will take one thing that I say and completely spin it into something that's not true. So, they take it and they say, oh, Phil said he never rage quit, but here's the evidence. Here's where he quit this game, and here's where he quit this game, and here's where he quit this game. Even though that's not what I said. They'll literally create something that I never did say and say that that's what I said to make me look bad. So, the truth is that I have rage quit lots of games, just not fighting games, because fighting games are something, the way I see it, if you're playing a fighting game, alright, and you're playing it online, regardless if the game's broken, regardless if the match is laggy, there's no reason to ever pull the plug. There isn't. Just let the game finish, you know? It's just a fucking game. Online play means literally nothing whatsoever. Online play is not an actual gauge of skill at all. Okay? At all. It's not. It's just silliness. I mean, yeah, you can learn some basics of a fighting game by playing online, but the bottom line is, for anyone who's played a competitive fighter offline, you know that the offline experience is drastically different than playing online with a laggy environment. So it doesn't matter. And yeah, I'll get angry if there's a broken piece of a fucking game and it frustrates me, or there's a character who online with lag is much better than they would be offline. I get it. Alright? But it doesn't matter. It just doesn't freaking matter. It's a joke, right? It's a joke, and online play is just something that's frivolous, and it's meant to be fun and to be a time killer and to learn basics, but it's not meant to be serious play. And no professional player who does fighting games for a living or goes to tournaments or whatever would take online play as super serious. We all know that it's just silly. But that's the thing, is there's some kids who are just so dumb, they take that shit so seriously, they'll fucking turn on fucking torrents and shit. They'll start downloading shit while you're playing to create lag spikes. They'll pull the plug if they're about to lose. It's a joke. It's so stupid. Right? So, for me, no, I never rage quit a fighting game because I don't care. I don't take it seriously enough to care about it. But that is what that means when I said, oh, you know, I never rage quit. I'm talking about fighting games. And then people twist that to say, oh, but here's when you quit Skate 2. And I'm like, what? This isn't even what I said. This isn't, not even close. This isn't even close to the point I was making or what I was saying at all. This is completely falsified. And this is the bullshit that these morons do. Really dumb. But anyway, yeah. So that's the new Teespring shirt, the Rage Quit shirt. I think it's a cool shirt, because the thing is, it's more generic. It doesn't necessarily have to apply to just me. It could also just be in general. Anyone who's watching, who watches streams, anyone who watches, you know, online play or anything like that, right? You enjoy a shirt like that. So check it out. You know, you see the Teespring link in these pre-stream plugs here. You can check it out for yourself. I certainly hope that you will check it out, all right? And keep in mind, any of those Teespring sales, they really help me, folks. They do. They, you know, they're pretty profitable compared to the old merch I used to sell like 7 years ago on Cafe Press. Those things were stupid. It was like $1 a sale. This is really good, so that's why I like Teespring. It's high quality stuff, plus I make a lot of money on it, so please consider, all right? Please consider checking it out. Beaver of Peeps just did a 100-bit cheer. And he says, I remember Skate 3 from 7 years ago. I thought it was Skate 2. Was it Skate 3? I thought it was Skate 2. I mean, at this point, it's so old, I don't know. He says, didn't you, I didn't want you to read my last message on Stream Chat because it was long. People who are like that are cunts. Fighting games were like your thing 7 years ago. I remember that you went to tournaments and shit. Yeah, I mean, I used to be into the competitive scene. I probably will never be again at this point. I just don't care. The competitive scene is such a joke, in my opinion, because it's a bunch of people who are literally working their asses off, playing a ridiculous amount to get to a competitive level, to go to tournaments, and, you know, to win what, a couple $1,000? And they have to constantly be traveling, and they have to constantly be playing, and it's all they can do. To be in the top of the competitive scene, you have to literally be playing that game, or whatever game you're competitive in, all the fucking time. And there's no way I'd be able to maintain a YouTube presence and a Twitch presence and everything if I was only doing one game. You know, I'm the guy who, I consider myself kind of the jack of all trades. I play a wide variety of games. People enjoy watching me play a wide variety of games. So, at this point, unless there was a game, a fighting game that came out that was so enthralling, that I really enjoyed so much, that I wanted to immerse myself in that game nonstop for months, then maybe I would possibly consider getting back into competitiveness. But at this point, I don't see that happening. Especially with the games that have come out the past few years. You know, I thought maybe Street Fighter V would be it, and it ended up being the complete polar opposite. I hate that fucking game, so. Also, a shout out to Nyx, who gave a $1 cheer and says, the Arcana is the means by which all is revealed. Okay, I don't really know what that means, but I do appreciate Nyx, the tip. I guess maybe that's some kind of a generic Persona reference. There you go. Alright, folks, so we're about to get started, okay? So this is the thing, the pre-streams have been going long recently, but the reason they go long is because I'm talking to you guys. I'm responding to what you're saying to me. That's why the pre-streams have been going long. It's not because I'm rambling on about stuff that's unrelated or whatever. I'm actually talking to you guys. So the pre-streams have actually been pretty fun recently. So the final thing I'll say, folks, is, two quick things. My Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil. Please consider pledging for this month, especially if you want to see another Patron's Choice playthrough happen. Right now I'm doing Danganronpa, and I will be resuming that within the next couple of weeks and finishing that up in May. I know a lot of people like that playthrough. It's been on hold for a while, but it is coming back, and I'm looking forward to it because I really like that game, okay? But the next Patron's Choice playthrough will be determined by you, okay? So please consider pledging. If you pledge $5 or more by the end of this month, you will be able to nominate and vote on the next game that will be the Patron's Choice playthrough that will start this summer, okay? So please consider pledging if you haven't. You know, there's also some great perks. For example, one of the perks there is to get your question answered on Ask the King. And this Thursday, I'm doing Ask the King. So patrons from the past 3 months are going to get their questions answered for sure this coming Thursday. It's an awesome thing, right? You get to be a part of the show and get your question answered. So check that out, all right? Lastly, my fiance Leanna has her own business called The Black Current, where she sells handmade glycerin soaps and wax tart melts. Right now, she's got a sale going. She actually extended the sale an extra day, if you're not aware. You could save 10% on your order. 10%, folks. So check it out, etsy.com/shop/The Black Current. And, you know, really good high quality soaps. I love them. It's the only soap I've used in the past 3 to 4 years. And if you use the discount code Easter Sunday 10, so the word Easter, the word Sunday, and then the number 10, 10, if you use that at checkout, you can save 10% on your order overall today. How does that sound? Good? Hope it sounds good. Alright, so check it out. Hope that you, will check it out and you'll enjoy the product. I love it, so, and don't take my word for it. Check it out for yourself. You'll see that there's actually tons of positive customer feedback over the years. She's had this on operation for 2 years now, and everyone seems to love it. Everyone who orders it really likes the products, okay? Alright, that is it, folks. It is now time to end the pre-stream. Oh, actually, we had a final cheer here. Oh my god. Someone who claims the name Atlas has tipped me $1 and says, Phil, well, actually he said, hey, Philbert. Pretty much everyone has gone past July 7th in Persona 5 and nothing has happened to their accounts. Give me your thoughts on that in at least a paragraph. Alright, not a paragraph, but I'll give you my thoughts on it. Here's what we'll do. I'm going to play the game until the 7th. Then I'm going to put it on hold. Then what I will do is see what happens. And if within a week everyone's like, Phil, everyone is now streaming past the July 7th date, everyone is uploading their playthroughs to YouTube and no one's getting copyright claims, then maybe I'll consider going. But I cannot just do it. I'm not going to take that risk. If a lot of other people are doing it and they're fine, then I'll consider continuing. But there's no way I can risk it, guys. I can't risk it. It's too this is my livelihood. I can't have DSPGaming shut down for copyright strikes. I can't have my Twitch channel shut down. It would be a disaster. Imagine if Twitch suspended me. and said I can't stream for like a week, I wouldn't be able to pay my bills. So it's a no-go unless we get some kind of a guarantee or we see tons of people doing it, alright? So, no way I could do it for now. Alright. That is it, folks. It's time to continue with Persona. Persona. Let's do this. Thank you, everyone. And let's begin.